Michael Savage.
Afternoons 3 to 7.
On Talk 910 KNEW.
And online at 910KNEW.com.
The Savage Nation. On Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
The charge that really will resonate with the people of Illinois. Tell us now.
Whether you want to talk about illegal hiring and falsification of hiring documents.
What is the charge that you're impeaching this man for?
That we laid out a 13-count article of impeachment, ranging on articles of illegal hiring,
flu vaccine,
spending millions of dollars on flu vaccines, which the FDA told him he would not be allowed to bring in.
Does his corrupt dealings on that Senate seat have anything to do with the fact that you are stripping him of his office in this kangaroo court?
Blue Monday, how are you, Blue Monday? Got to work like a slave all day. Here come Tuesday, oh, Tuesday. I'm so tired, got no time.
It is the Savage Nation, and it is Blue Monday on the Savage Nation. We opened with Jerry Rivers from Fix News Network hitting a new low today when Jerry Rivers on the Fix News Network went on a tirade defending the disgraced Governor Blagojevich. I've never seen anything like this. Now, I could ask certain questions about Geraldo Rivera or Jerry Rivers, but they're not worth asking. We know who he is. We know he is about as sleazy as they come in the media. We know that he used to be on CNN. We know that he gave away troop positions during the war in Iraq. We know that Murdoch hired him in order to capitulate to the left several years ago and to triangulate the left with Fixed News Network. And that's all well and good. It's his business. He can run it any way he wants. But when we see Jerry Rivers going berserk on the air today, it leads me to ask a bigger question. And that bigger question is about the media in general. We saw, for example, that the so-called conservative Billy Crystal, the call boy from the Meekly Standard, actually praised Obama after the dinner with Obama, proving that you can buy certain people for as cheap as a meal. And I will tell you, I'm watching the meltdown of formerly so-called conservative outlets such as Fixed News Network, which is occurring on a daily basis. And I'm asking you, who is the biggest fake conservative in the government media complex? Have you stopped watching false conservative outlets like the Fixed News Network? Who or what was the last straw for you with regard to Fixed News Network? We know that MSLGBT, Microsoft, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexuals, with that character at night who allegedly urinates on himself and needs to wear male diapers. We understand that they're a disgrace. We understand that they represent a very minuscule segment of the American population, notably those people found in Austin, Texas, West Hollywood, and Castro Street. But when it comes to the Fixed News Network, wouldn't you expect them to rein in Jerry Rivers? Do you think this is appropriate for a commentator, a pundit, to attack a state senator with accusations like it's a kangaroo court? He asks the man a question, doesn't let him answer. And I found it a shocking thing to watch. Neil Cavuto has long been an embarrassment. I mean, I said this to you months ago after he had an interview with his boss, that he's nothing but a sock puppet for Murdoch, and that's okay. He needs to keep his job. You know, he's an innocent enough guy. I don't think he really knows what's going on. But to see a guy like Jerry Rivers get up there today and attack a state legislator in Illinois without letting him finish a statement, I thought was a new low. But that's not the biggest issue. I mean, there are bigger issues out there. I just thought I'd note it. That's all. Play Blue Monday again. Let's start all over again on the Savage Nation.
Blue Monday, how are you, Blue Monday? Got to work.
All right, so I'm off the Solanaceae. I'm off the tomato. I'm off the potato. I'm off the eggplant. I'm off all of the Solanaceae. I mean, I wrote about it 30 years ago, but I never needed to worry about it because I never had pains in my joints. But today, I ran into, you won't believe this, I meet people from here and there. I was walking around a mall that I go to by bicycle on a daily basis, and a man came up to me holding his daughter's hand, and he said that he's I don't know how to put it, he said he's a massage therapist, and as we got to talk, I noticed he was from Eastern Europe originally, and we talked about the coming Soviet-style America and how fast we're moving in that direction and how he sees it. But then he told me he is a healer. And, of course, those of you who don't understand any of this will immediately laugh at it and, shake it off because you live on prescription drugs anyway. So that's all you know. You don't know much about natural healing. And I told him I have a little pain here and there I never had before. He said, well, go. I heard about the Solanaceae years ago. But the more I looked into the Solanaceae, the tomatoes, the potatoes, the eggplant, the red pepper, which I love, all of them, I realized that he may be right. Because these, you don't know this, but the foods in the Solanaceae contain solanine, which is a chemical that you find in Solanaceae, a plant family. Solanine is a chemical that is an acetylcholinesterase inhibitor. And that's a chemical that inhibits the cholinesterase enzyme from breaking down acetylcholine, and so that increases the level and duration of action of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. In the short and long of it, it prolongs muscle contraction in some cases. So therefore, for those of you who have heard, oh, well, if I have slight arthritis or this and that, I should give up tomatoes and potatoes and the nightshades, the Solanaceae, you may not know why. This explains the why. And it's a very interesting concept. And, of course, you could dismiss it if you're a fool who works in the American media, whose bills are paid for by the pharmaceutical industry. But if you have a little bit of a thoughtful mind and you look into this, you understand that food is medicine and medicine is food. And as such, food is also a drug. And as such, food can act both as a medicine and as a poison. And in certain people, foods act as poisons and or medicines, depending upon who you are and what you are. Now, this would make great sense to most Americans who take vitamins and watch their diet. And it might even help the man on MSLGBT who urinates on himself under the desk. I was told from friends at the set at MSLGBT that they have to bring a sponge mop in after he leaves, yelling and screaming at real Americans. But perhaps if he controlled some of his cholinesterase inhibitors, he might be able to control his bladder. 1-800-449-8255, phone or michaelsavage.com. Numerous other stories on my website, michaelsavage.com. I think the biggest story is that Obama the pinhead, or Obama the egghead, or Obama the leftist lawyer, or Obama the fanatic, or Obama the socialist, is trying to crush the U.S. auto industry, which is already on its knees, with socialist regulation just when it is at its weakest point. It's an astonishing story. But this shows you what didactic liberalism can do. Today, the great Obama the Magnificent, announced he would allow more stringent emissions and fuel efficiency standards on cars. Now, I ask you, is this the right time to do that to the U.S. auto industry? Of course it's not the right time. But this is what happens when you elect a college professor to the presidency who is over his head, who is not truly thinking things through, but is simply acting on liberal protocols, saying we want less pollution, we want more efficient cars, therefore we will control the creation of cars, even if it cripples the industry, we don't care. That's the kind of thinking there is, which is no thinking. And it goes next to the next issue. We want gays in the military. We want open gay behavior in the military. We want don't ask, don't tell, drop. We want do ask, do tell, my dear. What effects it will have? We don't care. Will it destroy group morale? We don't care. Will it make men not join the military who don't like being around gays in a shower? We don't care. Will it weaken the military? We don't care. All that matters is that we feel good doing it and that it satisfies one of our primary contributors, the homosexual mafia. I'll be right back.
Savage.